rewire those beliefs into positive ones. You effortlessly attract the things that you want. That is the power of our mind. If you believe, it shall be so. Hi guys, welcome back to the horrible lighting in my bathroom. So we're just going to get right into the video. I guess I just wanted to make a quick little video while I get ready for the gym. So I've actually been doing this. I've actually been getting somewhat ready before I go to the gym just because it makes me feel good. I feel like when you feel good, you perform well. I personally believe. It's literally a classic for me. I always have to have it with me because of things like that. I picked my face and I'm really good about not picking my face. I actually just wanted to talk about waiting on your manifestations and waiting on something that you want in life, whether it's love, success, money, like anything at all that you desire, and really embracing the waiting time, really embracing the time that you are waiting for your desires. And I guess a big portion of this video is for myself too. Like, this is me talking to myself as well, because I tend to obsess over things, especially things that I want. My mind will continuously obsess over them, which is obviously not productive and causes a lot of resistance energetically. I wanted to talk about knowing that the wait is worth it, and just what can we do during the wait? Why is it that God, the universe, makes us wait? How can we make this time productive and work for us as opposed to work against us? Because at the end of the day, you're gonna have to wait no matter what. Whenever it is that we want something, especially if it's something that we can't have tangibly in the moment. This is for something that you can't just go to the grocery store and buy, you know, if you want it right now. It's something that takes time. It's something that requires like a buildup, you know, of some sort. It also requires for you as a vessel, a human being, to get ready for it energetically. It's on the way to us. That's something that we have to remember, is that our desires, what it is that we want, and things that we are working for, things that we are working towards having, they're on their way to us. But the more resistance that we put on these things that we want, the more that we think about them, the more that we obsess over them, the more that we push it away, and the longer it is going to take for us to have it. This is a very, like, I don't know, it might be controversial to some people, so it's in no way to offend you, because I know people that go through this. It is very emotional. It's very tough emotionally. But from what I have seen from people that have been able to have this is what I think of it energetically. People that are trying to get pregnant. I think that is, for me, that is a very clear sign from God. Like, the universe, whatever it is that you believe in. I'm gonna start doing my makeup. People trying to get pregnant for a really long time, and they just can't, you know. They're doing IVF, they're doing all the treatments and all the emotional, it's emotional, like it's emotionally like heavy, it's draining. And I notice that a lot of times when people stop trying or essentially give up, they get pregnant, like, naturally. And not only that, I also noticed that these people that had trouble getting pregnant in the very beginning with like the help of, like, you know, medical professionals and stuff like that. I don't know the exact process, don't quote me on it. This is just, I guess, my perspective, and it's an opinion, obviously. In the way that I see these things is that, yeah, the second time that they get pregnant, it's more times than not, it's natural, like, on their own. And I see it in a way as like, they had their first child, they're super happy, like that's all they could ask for, you know, to have at least one child. And that they just have no resistance towards having a second child, you know. They probably don't even think about it, that they end up just getting pregnant naturally. People that want something so bad, a common denominator that I see in all of these people that succeed in something that they want, it just ends up happening for them, is the fact that they let go of resistance. But not only letting go of resistance, but being energetically ready for it. Like, physically and mentally being ready for it. Do what it is that you know you have to do, and don't worry about when or how it's going to happen. Just do what you have to do. Prepare yourself. You want to be able to be ready for your desire in order for you to maintain it and have it throughout your life. Another example of this, of people not being energetically ready, is people who win the lottery. If you look at statistics, people who win the lottery, I think it was like a really high percentage, do not quote me on this because I'm not 100% sure like of the numbers, they end up filing for bankruptcy. Because why? Because they're not ready energetically for that much money. They don't know how to handle their money. They don't know how to budget their money. They are not equipped with the knowledge of how to invest money to continuously make it grow and work for you over time. Because essentially that's what you want to do when you have a lot of money. You don't just put it in a savings, because the rates that savings gives you for the money that you put in there, it's not really all that great. So that's why you want to invest your money where it's going to grow and it's going to work for you passively, you know, make money in your sleep, as people say. That's why they go bankrupt, because they win the lottery and they just, let's go buy all these luxury cars, let's go buy a multi-million-dollar mansion, you know. Yes, I'm sure they are financially stable enough at that point to be able to afford those things. They just go a little too overboard with it, to where they end up losing all of their money because they weren't smart enough to maintain it over time. Something that I've been thinking about a lot lately is that I need to energetically prepare myself for my blessings in the future, because I firmly believe, and I am putting this out on the internet, you guys can come at me or not, but I'm putting it out on the internet. I know that I deserve everything that I want, and I will acquire it someday. When, I don't know. That's not up to me, that's up to God. Me being the optimistic person that I try to be all the time, during this time I have to take advantage of having this time without my desires to grow and prepare myself for when they do come, I'm able to maintain it. Okay, so I'm gonna put a little bit of powder. You guys, my armpits are freaking sweating. Why am I sweating? It's not even hot inside. I think it's the deodorant. So I've been really using Native as my deo for the BO, but I feel like it makes me sweat without doing anything. I don't know what is going on. I feel like it just makes me sweat a lot for no reason. I don't know, it's really weird. During this time of not knowing when my desires are gonna come, I just need to also hone into gratitude in order to continuously attract more, because when you are in a state of gratitude, you effortlessly attract the things that you want. That's something that I've worked on a lot for years and years. For example, one thing that I remember a lot was when I was in college, before class, I remember I would always drive up, you know, to the school parking lot, and there would never be parking. Like, it was literally so packed, and I would have to park at the very end of the parking lot and then have to walk. And I live in Illinois. The weather is super cold here, and I absolutely despise the cold. So I would be like, what the you know, like, I would just be pissed, to be honest with you, because I'm like, I hate this cold. I don't even like school. Like, I'm doing this to, you know, please my family, my parents, whatever. I think this is around the time that I started learning about manifesting and stuff like that, when I was like 18. I started to shift my mindset, and every single time before school I was like, okay, I'm gonna try this out. Tomorrow when I go to school, I know, and I genuinely felt this in my body, like, I know I'm gonna find a parking spot at the very, very front. I would pull in, and guess what? There would literally be a parking spot right there waiting for me, and I'm like, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Like, I wouldn't even be like, oh my gosh, like, no, because I knew. I had already put my mindset there that I was for sure that I was going to find that open parking spot, and it would be there. So I would just drive up and be like, that's what I thought. You have to be confident. And I genuinely believed it, and it would be there. For the days that the parking spots would not be open for me, I would be like, you know, I would just drive around, and I'm like, okay, the next time I drive back around, someone's gonna be pulling out in the very front, and that's where I'm gonna park. Every single time. It never failed. Why? Because that is the power of our mind. We are all connected to source. source can be the universe. Source to me is God. You know, we are all connected, and if you truly believe, it shall be so. It's written in the Bible, it's written anywhere, like the law of attraction. If you believe, it shall be so. And there's like an actual verse in the Bible that says that. If I find it, I'll insert it so you guys know I'm not BSing here. We genuinely have to get to a place where we believe that our desires are on their way, but just let go of that resistance of when is it coming. I've been doing all the work, when is it coming? It's like we need to take a chill pill, sit back and just enjoy the process. And I guess that is what people mean when they say enjoy the process, enjoy the journey, because before you know it, it's gonna happen. You will have wished that you would have enjoyed the process more. I personally believe that it's easier to do the work than to do the mental work, because everyone has subconscious limiting beliefs from childhood. Something had happened when you were, you know, younger, a teenager, and it has morphed those beliefs in your subconscious mind. So although people tell you like positive affirmations, those only go so far, because your subconscious is exactly that. It's your subconscious. It is a lot harder to access that part of the mind. So we have to get ourselves to a place where we tackle those limiting beliefs and rewire those thoughts, rewire those beliefs into positive ones. It's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of deep-rooted mental work. It can be very like nasty and icky feeling, because you essentially have to tell yourself the truth. I believe that I am not capable of being successful because whatever it is, you know, but it's a good thing. There's always a positive to the negative. It's a good thing because now you know what that limiting belief is and where it's rooted and why it's rooted. There's always a reason for things that we believe in. You can counter that with a positive belief that you can now move forward believing and truly feeling in your body is true. That's the key here, getting ourselves to energetically believe what it is that we want and desire. I had a really good example of this last week. That's where I really started to believe like, damn, I am not energetically aligned with what it is that I want. It's very hard for people to be real with themselves. It really is, because who likes being wrong, you know? Nobody likes being wrong. This is the example. I applied for a job and it was on Indeed. So I would think that jobs that are on Indeed are credible, they're not scams. So I applied, and I mean, I kind of already gave it away. It was a scam, basically. It was a work from home job as well. I've been looking for a little bit more of a higher paying job, so I applied. At first, I was so excited, but towards the end, it did start to feel a little bit too good to be true. I didn't get interviewed. I didn't sign anything, no contract, no nothing. I just started questioning it, and I spoke to my friend about it, and she's like, I don't know, girl, like, be careful, you know? Like, she was kind of giving me a heads up, and I was like, damn, she's right. But this is something that I'd noticed, you guys. When I was accepted and I got hired, like that hired or acceptance letter, I was extremely overwhelmed. I basically had like really bad anxiety, and I've never experienced that before. Like, I felt like my chest was tightening up, but I was excited. I'm like, this is a happy moment. Like, I got hired for this job. It's paying amazingly well. It's work from home. It's on my time. Why do I feel almost like it wasn't scared, because I was ready to tackle it, but it just was a very overwhelming feeling. I'm very good at being conscious of myself, my thoughts, my emotions. And I was literally talking to myself. I'm like, am I really overwhelmed right now? Because this is a lot of money and I'm not used to it. I am energetically not aligned with this much money. Is this what's going on here? So I was basically affirming that to myself, like, yes, this is what's going on here. You are not used to this amount of money, so therefore you feel very overwhelmed. It's happy, but it's a lot. The ready Layla that knows what it feels like to be abundant financially would not have felt that overwhelming feeling. I would have been ready, like ahead of the game, essentially. This is another really big example that I saw with my own eyes happen. Someone not being ready for their life to change forever. My boyfriend and I, we went on our regular Thursday night wing night thing that we have in town. So we were eating just casually, and my boyfriend invests in the stock market. He was just on his phone, and then all of a sudden he's just kind of like, his it looked like he had the face of someone that just had seen a ghost. He shows me his phone, and basically whatever stock it is that he invested in, he invested, I think, like $50. I think he said $50 or something like that, 50 or 500. That stock was up to like 190K. I was just like, sell it, sell it. I was telling him, sell the stock, you know? And I was just like, babe, this can literally like change our lives forever. And me saying like us, like it's a part of me too. And he's just like, I don't care. I don't care. Like, I have never seen him so unsure of something. My boyfriend is very confident. He knows what he wants. He's very headstrong. I have never seen him so unsure of something, and he just locked his phone, turned it off, and put it down. I was just like, I was so angry at him. I really was, because I'm like, do it, sell it, sell it. What are you doing? I kept talking to him. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, hello, Earth to Pablo, what's going on here? We were talking about it the other day, and I told him, I'm like, you need to get aligned with what it is that you want, babe, because remember that time I was so angry at you because you didn't do something that would have changed your life. So moral of the story, he wasn't able to sell eventually because it was too late. I was like, wow, like you missed out on such a big opportunity. And so we've talked about it a few weeks ago, and I was like, what happened? And he was like, I don't know. And I was just like, were you afraid? Like, was it too much to handle? Was it like overwhelming? Was it scary because it's so out of like your norm? And he's just like, I think it was. I think I just froze, because it's kind of like for your life to change like that from one second to another, it was a lot. That is why we have to energetically be ready for what it is that we want, because when it comes our way, we might shut it off and just ignore it. But it's like, no, we want to be abundant. It is possible for us humans to feel a lot in one moment, to the point where even if it is what we desire and it's put right in front of us, we're going to reject it because we are just not ready for it. So what can we do here? What do we have to do in order to be energetically ready? What can we do in the time of waiting? Prepare. God tells us to prepare for our blessings. The universe tells you to energetically align yourself to your blessing. If you want to be a successful YouTuber, prepare by creating content. Continue creating content if that's what you want to do, because not only are you going to become better at being a content creator, you're going to be better with your editing skills, you're going to become more comfortable being your true authentic self in front of the camera, so therefore your crowd will find you. If it's in terms of like a business, you have to take risks. You have to do things that are scary. No risk means no reward. Things that are harder to acquire are the things that are more rewarding when you do acquire them. Nothing good comes easy. Those are things that we have to remember. Continue to put yourself in the feel state of what it is that you want. If you want to become a successful makeup artist, get into like freelance. I think that's what it's called, right? Put yourself out there in ways that are uncomfortable, because they're only going to make you grow, and they're only going to prepare you for your blessings in the future. You were put on this earth as a human being to live out your dreams, live out your dream life, and accomplish all your goals. And just believe that these desires were put in our hearts because we're meant to accomplish them. We're meant to have them. Not everyone believes that. Not everyone thinks that way. If it's something that you want so bad, you have to truly believe it. You have to truly feel worthy of it. I really didn't do my makeup much. I just put on some concealer, a little bit of blush. I really do hope you guys found some sort of insight or positivity through this video. Maybe I'll make another video, be real with you guys about my life and the state of my life, what I have and how I have it, how I feel about it. I firmly believe that everything that I have in life, I deserve it, and I believe that I deserve it. I believe that I'm worthy for it. I know that all of my desires are going to be tangible someday. I want you guys to believe in yourselves too. I want you to believe that you are worthy, that your desires are for you because you are meant to have them. Let me know what kinds of videos you guys would like for me to make. I love making these kinds of videos. I love being a positive light to someone's life. We all need that friend that's like rooting us on. And I know my channel is very small. It's not going to stay like that forever, and I firmly believe that. And I need to start believing in myself a little bit more, a lot more. I believe in the words that I say so heavily. So I love you guys so much. For whoever's watching, just keep on dreaming, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.
We've been up for way too long, but I don't